I've just seen the end of Oak Street. Save your money. This is one definitely for the sofa. Hi, I'm Chi Chi, and here's why. Now, in terms of the vibe of this film, it definitely reminds me, it's like, how do I say it? It's like if the TV series Stranger Things and the film Jurassic Park had a love child. This will be this movie. So, as you'd expect, chase scenes, dinosaurs, and what the heck type of you don't know why these things have happened. So, lots of action, as you would expect. Although it had a lot of action, I would say there was not much else. This film was gory. It was very gory. I thought Jurassic Park was bad, but I think this film upped the ante in terms of the goriness of the film. I would say that the most interesting thing about this film was actually me trying to work out what decade it was based in. I think I only found out as they sort of introduced the different technologies. So you had sort of like Walkmans, you noticed there were no mobile phones, you noticed it by the cars. So maybe it was done on purpose, I don't know. The film had the sense of a familiarity around it. And yes, that B-more for the film series, Jurassic Park, definitely colours how you see this movie. And again, this could have been done in a different way. So in terms of performances for this film, I think this was definitely an Anne Hathaway movie. I liked her character Denise and the journey that she went through in this movie. So, it's an Anne Hathaway performance in a film. Great. I was pleasantly really shocked by Ewan McGregor's performance in this. Normally he is, he has such good roles and he's such a good actor, but I honestly felt that he was like playing by numbers in this film. If there was actually some nuance to it, but really there wasn't. I think it was interesting pitting them together as a couple. And Denise and Greg, you could tell it was a marriage that was falling apart. The chemistry, the thing that usually works when you've got actors playing this couple, it just didn't seem to work here. If you're enjoying this review and you'd like to join Chi Chi Cinema Club, hit subscribe. Every week, we're deciding which films deserve the cinema experience and which are better off enjoyed from the sofa. So, this film is about an estranged married couple who, with their children and the town that they live in, are somehow mysteriously transported back in time to when dinosaurs were alive. So, at the heart of this film is, what do you do when you are a married couple who are obviously not getting on, and one of them feels that they haven't fulfilled their aspirations that they wanted to do, because it was based in the 1980s and it's about women's roles and how that's changed and what happens when you sort of suppress your dreams in order to bring up a family. It definitely got you thinking about that, about what would you do if you were not happy in your marriage and you were suddenly set into this scene where you all had to work together. But for me, it could have been developed in different ways. And that was definitely one of the drawbacks in this film. Maybe for me, it was too much of the stereotypes, and definitely, the children that notice everything and the parents that aren't honest with themselves. I think we've seen that in enough TV series, enough films to know about that. So it would have been good to have put it in a different angle, especially if you're like thrown into back in the period when you've got dinosaurs. I mean, come on, what would you do? So when I first saw the film trailer, I thought that this film was going to be something awesome, amazing. There was this dramatic moment where they showed Anne Hathaway's character explaining that very calmly in this really kind of mum, everyone be quiet and listen kind of tone. Where she said, the whole street, our neighborhood, everything has gone. And I thought, and then you saw some dinosaurs, and I thought this is going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to be like, the audience are going to love this. This looks really weird. And so it has so much promise. And, you know, it's really weird to say that I think even Jurassic Park was actually more interesting than this film. There's so many sort of TV series that this reminded me of. In the UK, we had something called Primeval, which it just immediately when I started seeing this film, that was what I was thinking of. And this kind of like modern with the ancient dinosaurs, which was for me was really interesting. So I think there was something then, and I really do feel that it was a wasted opportunity. And also one thing, the script in this was, I think that's what let it down. For me, there is this weird ending and I don't quite understand it. And then it's like, you've just watched this for 90 minutes. Why the hell would you put this type of ending in? And I would have expected it to have taken, yes, I know you have to conclude at the end of the film, but this one, it did a conclusion that you kind of felt, well, why was I watching this for the last sort of 90 odd minutes? So I definitely walked away from this film frustrated. So that's why I'm saying save your money, save your coins. See this when you are from the comfort of your sofa, essentially. It's, for me, it wasn't worth the time, the money to actually see it in the cinema. And it is very annoying when you when they put, like, you know, A-list actors. You got Anne Hathaway, you got Ewan McGregor in it, and you're thinking this has to be some substance for them to be starring in it. And sadly, this wasn't the case. And even with the best actor in the world, you can't hold up a poor script, or a predictable one at that as well. So what do you think? Do you think it's one for the sofa? Let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to join the club for the next review, hit subscribe.